back. It's a new week and a new towel, and guess what? We're live. Friday, Elizabeth with Alistair on the phone and me just lying around on the floor with my feet up. Trying to get this new system working. We got a GoPro, we got it all. But do you think we can make it work? No, we can't. We have no idea how to make it come live onto Facebook. That's where you are watching. So this is the next best thing. Well, this is the only thing left actually, because when we thought about recording it, we realized that the quality would be so high when we uploaded it that Facebook wouldn't let it be uploaded. So there you go. All these plans, all these ideas, and we are back to what we were doing last week. So anyway, lots of room for learning and changing course direction. I'm very good at that in my life. I think I'm going down this road and then I have to go down that road, and then I realize I'm going in the completely wrong direction. So I just turn around and start over. So we're doing that in several ways today. One of them being, it's getting dark in here. All of a sudden, this room is getting darker and darker and darker, and I don't have my overhead light on. Do you think I should turn that on, Elizabeth? Yes, she's nodding. She's noticing that it's getting darker and darker. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. Look it. I didn't even know I was gone. So, another thing that happened over the weekend is that we ran out of bobbins to sell on the website. I think we're down to like 4. No, we're down to 0. We have no more bobbins, and Shack isn't shipping until I think for quite a while. So that leads us to who in the studio has the stash of bobbins? Who is it in our studio that has a dresser full of bags full of bobbins? It's me. Anyway, this is just a few. I took these bags out of one drawer. They're all nicely arranged. These are all 8/4 bobbins. These are all silk bobbins. These are all Codlin bobbins. These are all 16/2 bobbins. Anyway, you can see I have a problem. When I run out of bobbins, I just don't go take more. So I have to give some of those back to the business so that some of our customers can have some. So what I decided to do was design the next towel to go completely in a different direction. Get rid of our pinwheel. So we've had to abandon it for the time being because we need to get us some bobbins. I decided to work with the Euroflax bag of bobbins. And look what I found. Now, we haven't had Euroflax in a long time, but we used to, and I used to use it all the time. And you can still get Euroflax. There's I'm so bad with names, but the lovely lady who runs Tempo Treadle is the owner of Euroflax now, and you can still get this yarn. So this is Euroflax 2-ply, or lace weight it was called. And this is what I had left in my bag. I had other colors, but what I did first was pull out gradation. I think I've talked to you in the past that I work with gradation so much in my life. Movement from light to dark, and also movement through the color wheel from blues to greens to yellows to oranges into reds into purples. We're getting over here. And eventually we'd go completely around the circle. We're missing huge sections of that circle. But that doesn't matter. I have all of these bobbins and I need them because you need them. So I put them in this little, on this plate, on this lovely platter. And I don't have very much of these, the greens and this blue. And this is just too much of a leap to go over here into the greens. And this is too much of a leap too much of a value change. So I'm going to use them as little lines, divider lines in between these colors. And the easiest way for me to deal with this is to go to a simple 1-inch stripe. So I'm going to just weave 1-inch stripes, and after 1 inch I'm going to use either a blue or a green, 2 or 4 picks. I'll see what it looks like when we get there, and I'll make my decision then. I went back to a 2-2 twill and got rid of the pinwheel tie-up. So I brought 2 treadles back in from the other day, So my tie-up again is this. It is back to the 2-2 tie-up, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 1 and 4. But I'm going to treadle it in a broken sequence. So I'm going to treadle 1 and 2, then 3 and 4, then 2 and 3, then 1 and 4. And that will get rid of, well, it'll give me that texture that I was getting with the pinwheel, because it was 2 picks of plain weave and 2 picks of opposite twill tie up. It gave me this wonderful texture. I'll still get some of that texture. I'll get rid of my strong diagonal lines because I'm weaving it in a broken sequence, and we'll do something else so I can liberate another bobbin. In the linen bag was a ton of our 42 linen bobbins left over, and I thought I could use this for a hem. So here's what happened when I came to make all these decisions. I came to the loom. I had a very small bobbin of one color of the Euroflax, the heavier one, and I wove it with the pinwheel treadling, and you can see all of this buckling happening here. It's going woo, 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 woo. That's because the Euroflax is heavier than what we were weaving with before, which was the organic cotton, the 8-2 organic cotton. The linen is thicker, and a thicker yarn pushes the warp apart. And that's what's happening here. That's what's causing this buckling. But I wasn't able to get 20 picks per inch in on my 20 ends per inch because of the plain weave. The plain weave was pushing it out, and with a heavier weft yarn than we were using before, I couldn't get my balance. So those two things are important to me. So I went back to the 2-2 twill for that reason, because I got rid of those 2 picks of plain weave that were part of the pinwheel sequence. Anyway, here it is here, and you could see that this was pushing the warp out. It's come way out on the side, and as soon as I went back to my 2-2 twill, which has no plain weave in it, it started to come back in again. So, all right, I see this, I can see that, and goodness me, I'm getting my perfect picks per inch too. So you can see this is the pinwheel with the 2 picks of plain weave in that sequence, and here's all 2-2 twill. It packs down better. I'm balancing my fabric, but I want this texture, and so that's why I decided to go to a broken twill treadling. The 1, 3, 2, 4. So that's what my feet are going to do. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 2 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 2 and 3, 1 and 4. It's a dance, just a walking dance. It'll be easy. So now we come to this fella. This guy is super fine. So we know that plain weave pushes things out. To date, every towel that I have woven, I've woven my hem in 2-2 twill. So I've kept the yarn and the structure the same for the hem and the body of the piece. But a lot of you like to use a finer yarn for your hem, and you like to hem in plain weave. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. It's not right or wrong, it's different. You can do a really good hem job on a towel using the same yarn for your hem as you did for the body, if you're careful with hemming and pin everything and take care with the hemming. But if you want to use a finer yarn, that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to do my hem in plain weave on this one. So I'll just start right off the bat using my fine 40/02 linen in plain weave. Now this, a fine thread pulls the warp in. The structure is plain weave, which wants to be pushed further out, but because the weft thread is so thin, it will pull everything in. So it's a good experiment. Always good to learn these things. And we can do whatever we want as long as we understand the principles behind it all. And nothing is written in stone, nor should it be, except for being nice to each other. Well, and probably a couple of other things, but first do my 1.5 inch. I'm going to retire all these huge bags of bobbins to the floor. Oh my goodness. Get my tape measure out. 1.5 inches. I'm out. I'm over a couple. I'll just take them out. Here we go again. Is it up? Is it down? Where is it? All right. So hem done. Now I'm going to put my first color in. It'll be interesting to see how far these bobbins go. I thought 1 inch. I could most likely get 1 inch. Maybe I'll be able to get 2 inches out of every shuttle. Now this is heavier, so now it's heavier, but the weave structure now is a twill. And a twill is over 2, under 2, not over 1, under 1. And so it will draw in. But because we use such a fine weft in the plain weave here, let's hope, let's keep our fingers crossed that we have a straight selvage going up. But you never know until you try. And again, we're doing a broken twill treadling sequence. You can see all the pucker is still here from when I was using the Uraflax with the plain weave and the twill, and now it's all gone. The pucker's gone. So, you know what? I just love borders. So I'm going to use this dark green as my divider, but I'm going to throw a few picks of it first. I'll do 4 picks. Just so it says I'm the beginning. And I'm different. And I'm a frame. Whoops. I got it. What did I just do? 1, 3, 2, 4. How's that gonna look? 1. I don't think I did it right. Oh, I know. My feet are all on the wrong pedals. Aren't you glad to watch me weave and realize that I screw up all the time? Ah, okay. 1, 3, 2, 4. Let me just get my feet in the right place. Don't look at my feet, Elizabeth. No looking. Okay, let's try that. I cannot break Uraflax linen with my hands like I can A2 cotton. Okay, so here we go. First stripe. It's going to be interesting to see how all of these colors meld together. And you really don't know until you've woven it up. Where is my 20 picks? I think I'll have enough for 2 stripes. So I'm going to move to blue because I like it. I like it better as my divider. And I'll see if I can get another inch. So we're 1, 3, 2, 4. 1. Makes it so much easier. You can snap that with your fingers. It's great. Okay, fingers crossed we get another inch. Another inch. Ooh. Should I risk it? This is what happens with this type of weaving. So this repetitive sequence of 1 inch over and over and over with a divider really will pull all these color changes together. It really will. When you first look at it by itself, you go, ooh, this is kind of looking like gray and absolute nothing. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get an inch. But by doing this repeat again and again and again and moving slowly through the colors, it will work. Let's try. I really don't want to blow my 1 inch sections, and I have no more of these colors, so just sometimes you know you're not going to make it. Almost halfway. Ooh, baby. I'm 2 picks short. Oh, so who cares? 1 through 2. So I'm going to end it. It looks so close you won't know. So I'll make the other one. I just have to finish that sequence, and I can barely tuck my tail. 1 through 3. But look what we have. This is an empty bobbin. I'll just put it here. We can count all those bobbins at the end. Not bad. Okay, next color. I have 2 of these, so I definitely am going to be able to get 3 or 4 stripes, and then we'll start to see how this can look so great. 1, 3, 2. 4. Okay, I'm going to just say that those 2 picks are part of the last 2, just so I can keep everything on. There, my bobbin has got too much slack in it. Like an inch. This is going to be so beautiful. Oh, I could have kept this going. What a dummy. Oh well, next time. Well, that was fun. I need to advance my work. This is a perfect example of something that I described last week about it's not a bad thing. It gives us an opportunity to have a success in a different direction. That is such a good way to look at all of this. I could have woven these where I just wove until they were all wound off. But I'm a big, and that's not wrong. I'm a big fan of repetition though. So it's really what you like. Definitely going to get a couple more out of this one. That's a nice big fat juicy bobbin. And I really am loving this broken twill because it gives us again something textural, blends everything. We don't have that strong diagonal line. Absolutely beautiful. Whoa, I'm out, but I have another tiny little bit left on another spool, so, oh, not far enough. Get rid of you. I'm not going to worry about that tiny little bit, but I'm not throwing it too far just in case I need it. Another bobbin. Just have this much left on this guy. at the in-house workshops, especially if we had done the same workshop over and over and over, which we did every year. We would have a year where half the year would be one workshop and then the other half of the year would be a different workshop. The last few workshop, it was the students' goal to empty some bobbins, because students took a lot of these bobbins too. It wasn't all me. Anyway, I used to pay them 5 cents for every empty bobbin. It was a great game. They all wanted me to cough up at the end of the workshop, which I did. And then they would give it to either Rosemary or Grant as a tip for all the great meals that they got at lunchtime. So here's the question. Do you think we can get an inch out of that? Let's try. Let's change our treadle first. This linen is hard on my hands, so I'm going to use my scissors. And one more advance. Gosh, I don't think so. Jeez, let's try. Thought it was such a little feller. I might need that tiny little piece on the floor. That. Where's that piece on the floor? That's it. I got enough for my last 2 picks. This is turning into be great entertainment. 1, 3. Oh, I know I'll do 1, 3. Where am I? 1, 3, 2. Sorry, Elizabeth, this is going to take a little longer today. 2 and 4. So, boy, did we ever use that up. And now we can move on to our next color. Another bobbin. Okay, green. This is a nice green. Oh, these colors are so beautiful. enough, just enough for one more, methinks. I don't think I'm going to get all these colors in one towel, that's for sure. Be a 2-towel adventure. Yeehaw. That's all that's left. Another bobbin. Someone's going to be able to have their bobbin wishes come true. Next up is this other green, a little lighter, more yellowy, heading towards our gold. Yeah. Definitely just enough for one stripe on this guy. You know what we could do? I don't think I'm going to get another stripe, but I don't want to waste that much. So let's just go forward and we'll do an overlap. We can have 2 colors in one stripe. Who said we couldn't? And I'm not wasting all that beautiful linen. Still need 5 more picks, so I'm going straight into the gold and I'm going to put it right on top. What the heck, eh? It's going to be just fine. I'll have to measure soon. here's where we have that opportunity to say, gee, do I mind that little bit of yellow there, or do I wish I had made it just a little bit shorter? I'm not going to spend much time worrying about it. I love it on the green. In another way, something that would, you know, if I had tons and tons of yarn here, I would put that gold on the other side of the blue and expand this. So everything gives me ideas for something else. So let's just carry on and see what happens. Doing a 4x4 sequence of 4 blue, 4 gold, 4 blue, 4 gold. Wonder if we're in the middle of the towel. That would be a great thing to put in the middle of the towel. Where is the beginning of this? We're at 20 inches, so we're about 2/3 in. Well, I think for this one I'll just leave it and keep going. We'll see what happens. But you can see how you get ideas when you're weaving. How I get ideas when I'm weaving. And sometimes when someone shares the thought process and what they're seeing, that's helpful to other weavers. I'm not rigid in my weaving ever. And when you get really rigid, it takes the fun out of it for me. So it's a play. I'm just playing, especially with something like this. Oh, I cut it again. I didn't have to do that. See, I can't talk and think at the same time. Just terrible. We have quite a bit more gold. We have another bobbin of gold. Bring it here and do the overlap here. And put Bobbin in there. This guy's a little feller. I can tell some of this yarn has been on these bobbins for a long time because it comes off all curly. It's kind of like, you know, a perm when we were little. For those of you from my generation. A Tony! Oh, my aunt gave me a Tony once. I had poker straight hair. I still have, as a matter of fact, I still have. Oh, and I thought I was so beautiful with this curly Tony. Oh, I'm sure there's people listening who remember those days. Those little rods. one's gonna just have to end 2 picks short, I think. 1 pick short. Can I get across? Let's try. No. Oh, can I? Did I throw any gold on the floor? Oh, I did. Look. This is what's left over from before. Oh, so I'm going to just use that right here to get my last pick in. Good Lord, this is called using it up. Okay, 2, and I'm starting my stripe on, there's another bobbin. And last pick. Okay, so I have to put a mark here. 1, 2, okay, so I have to get this started right. 1, 3, 1, 3, 2 is my 4 picks of blue. I don't want to make that 5. So I'm finishing or starting my next one with orange. So this is a leap from gold to orange. But I think it's going to be pretty because it's going to be, I know it's going to be the end now because we're so close to the end of this towel. So let me just get in a first full repeat and then I won't lose myself on the treadmill. Wow. It's great in the green here. It's very bright on the purple and turquoise. I think no matter where we go in this gradation, it's going to be loud. Let's just do it and see what happens. Just a towel. And there is the beginning of our towel. I'll put a pin in it. I'm not good for having those tapes running up the side. They always get in my way. They drive me crazy. So look at that. We're at 26 inches from the beginning of our hem. So I'm going to just stick a hem stitching needle in. Right there is 26 inches. We can remember that. And we'll just do a couple of these orange stripes at the very end. And I bet you by the time we get 3 in, it'll look great. It'll look like a bang on the end. A purposeful bang. Yarn also even feels a tiny bit heavier. That's an inch. Tell this was wound by a student. It's super soft. towel. Now that was done. That one I will have to needle weave in. I hate needle weaving in because it takes me longer to see it and find where to get in there. I'll let Elizabeth do it. She's got better eyes. I was so stoked before all this stuff that's happening in our world right now happened, because I just had some laser surgery done on my eyes, and once that had settled in for a few weeks, I was supposed to get new glasses, and oh, I was so excited, and I am still excited. I just have to wait a little longer to get them. I'll be able to see so much better. I am just amazed at all the things we have available to us today to make our lives better as we age a bit. Right, definitely not enough on there. So we're almost at our 20, that was 26. So we don't want this towel to be too long. We have to put our hem on it. Yeah, I think, kids, it's time to quit on this guy. So I'm going to do, just to keep with the symmetry, the last 4 picks are going to be green, and then I'm going to go back to that 42 and plain weave. And we have another towel. This guy, look at that. Hardly anything left there too. Maybe we'll throw those out just so that I can feel like I got like maybe a whole dozen bobbins. What do you think? I can use it to string up my peas. We're planting peas right now. They're gonna need some stringing up. Gooping up here. I got caught way back when. Alright, here's a really, this thing that happened right here, this is my fault because I don't know what it got caught on, but I wasn't paying attention to it and I need to fix it. So if you don't fix that and go back and take it out, life's not going to be very good. Your selvage is going to be there. Sorry, little selvage. I'm going to still go back one more, see what happened. I think what happened on the previous pick. There. All right. Always watch your selvages. we're done. I can also tell that those threads that I pulled out of the warp have come up over the back beam, and they're making this happen. That little wave there is happening because those threads are moved up over the beam, and there, look at, you can tell. Look at that crap. That's these threads. So just carefully ease them back out. Don't assume your tension's going. That's just these guys. So, also something to remember right now, seeing we're back here, is remember when I warped these 4x4 sections, I had to twist them on the leaf sticks, and I know that there are people who worry about doing that it's going to twist and cause all this problem. We have now woven almost 9 yards off of this warp of 13, and there's absolutely no twisting. Nothing is happening. These warp threads still open to the back beam beautifully. I'll step on the treadle, and you can see everything is clearing right through to here. And that's why we have distance between our heddles and our thread beam at the back, to allow for things like that. So if you get a little twist, don't worry about it. Your work will be fine. I manipulated those threads to get them in the order I wanted when they were worked in for. And now pulling that out, I've got a straight fell again. So you see something up in your warp, go to the back of the loom and check it out. Bang on. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. Let's pull this off. And look at it. Let's see what happened. Oh, look at that. Is that not a beautiful towel? And you don't really see that little thing there because the gradation moved right in where we had a few gold there. But the orange totally works at the end. It's nice that there's 3 of them. Repetitive sequences. This is a 1-inch with 4 divider sequence. Louverty. All right, and let's see how many bobbins we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anything else? Nope, 9, but 9's better than none. So I hope that was fun. It showed you how to use up some of your stash, which is always good. It showed you how to reclaim your bobbins and deal with thick thins and thin threads, thick threads. Anyway, that was good. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll head back to the studio right now and answer your questions if there's any there. And we'll see you for towel 10 tomorrow, which we're going to continue on and we'll work through those. I don't think that's enough though to get me very far. Well, I'll think about it. See what else we can do. All right. Bye.